Hi everybody, it's Alyce-Kay Ruckelshaus, and I have to work in about 15 minutes, so this is going to be very, very short. And I don't really have anything to show you because I'm not working on a journal, so I just thought I have some things that I've printed out from a digital kit by Penny Whittemore of That's Just Penny, and so I thought I'd look through those while I'm talking to you because I want to kind of figure out what I'm doing next on this little wallet for memory verses that I'm making. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to report how I'm doing today because it's been kind of different. It's really weird. I have felt like I'm two different people at the same time today. It's really bizarre. I have felt like how do I explain it? It's like I'm acting normal on the outside, at least I think I am acting normal on the outside, but on the inside, it's like I'm running around looking for Bill. I mean, it's like, it's not like I'm seeing things or anything, but it's like my spirit feels like it's like frantically running around looking behind doors or something for him. It's a little scary. I haven't read that this is normal anyplace, and so I'm starting to get a little scared, but I'm just going to trust that I'm okay. I think I'm going to make an envelope while I'm doing this. It's really hard to explain, but that's how I feel, is like I'm running around, opening doors, trying to find him. I just realized what it reminds me of. Oh, this is really weird. It reminds me of in Song of Solomon, where she's looking, where she's refused her lover to come in, and so then she's going around trying to find him. That's how I feel. I need to read that. I think I need to read that. I've been avoiding Song of Solomon because obvious reasons. I don't have my lover. But I kind of wonder if that might give me some insights. It's just been kind of bizarre because I just feel like on the outside, I feel like I probably look pretty normal to everybody, but I do not feel normal on the inside. I feel like there's something really wrong. And I don't think that I need to go to a psychiatrist or anything. I don't mean that kind of wrong, because from what I understand, you just have all kinds of weird stuff when you're going through grief, especially a traumatic, sudden grief. And what I'm learning is that is really different from, like a loss that was a little bit more expected for various reasons, maybe like a long illness or just, age. I mean, and Bill was elderly, but, there was no reason to expect him to die, and he didn't die. Well, he probably did have a medical event in the accident, but that would still be considered a sudden loss. When somebody has a heart attack and dies right there and stuff, that's considered a sudden loss, and it's just a little bit different. And I'm not saying that it's harder or easier than other kinds of losses, it's just different. And what I've been learning from my reading is, that people tend to expect you to go through the same things that people do when they have a less sudden loss, but the fact is that it is different, and you're going to go through different kinds of grief, and sometimes faster and then slower and faster and slower and stuff, and that's all kind of proving to be true. That has really set my heart at ease about a lot of things. I just haven't read about anything like this. I did read though about what they call instant replays, those things that I was having where I was just seeing the same scene over and over and over, and my mind was just refusing to let it go. And that was part of the sudden loss kind of grief. So anyway, so maybe I'll look at Song of Solomon and see if that will give me any insight into what is going on. I just, it's like today, it's been I'm having a very hard time not just accepting that he's gone, I'm having a hard time believing that he's gone. And I think that part of that is because, because he was supposed to be gone. for a week. And so it's not like, so in that sense, maybe it's like less of a sudden death. I mean, it still was a sudden death, but less than like somebody who maybe, their husband has a heart attack and dies right there on the floor. It's like for me, he was supposed to be gone already for a week. And so I think that my mind is probably still thinking a little bit that he's still up in Maryland and that he'll call me anytime. And then something will happen that will like totally make it clear that he's not. Like today I sent in the insurance forms. Well, I sent them in last night, but then they called and asked me to resend them today. And it didn't hit me quite as much last night. It did kind of depress me last night. And it kind of made me feel almost like I was exchanging my husband for money. And I was like, I don't want the money, I want him, But today it was more like, I felt like in order to get that money, which I really need because, my income has been cut in half and my expenses haven't. So I do have to be attentive to those parts of life that I would rather just ignore right now. But I feel like in order for me to continue living, I need money. So it's kind of like, in order for me to continue living, I have to admit that he's dead. And it just seems like really cruel, and it seems like I can't. It's just really hard. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense to somebody. Yeah, it's just really weird. It's like I do know that he's gone. I know that in my head, but in my heart, I'm looking for him. I'm like looking everywhere, and the phrase keeps coming back to me that I had thought when we were courting, I have found him whom my soul loves. And I just feel like, how could I find him and then he's gone? How is that possible? How does that work? What is wrong with this world? That's the other thing, is I feel like everybody else is walking around in this world and like I'm kind of like a ghost. Like I feel like they see me and hear me, but they don't really see the real me and hear the real me. And so it's like I see myself doing things, but that's not really who I am. I'm watching myself doing these things while I'm really just still looking for him. It's just, oh my gosh, it's so weird, you guys, and it's a little scary. And I'm just trusting that I'm not seriously going crazy. I'm pretty sure I'm not. Oh my gosh. Anyway, if anybody else has experienced this, could you let me know? Even though this will be posted a couple weeks later, I just would appreciate knowing that somebody else has been through this. This is one of those things that it just would really help to know that other people have experienced. So anyway, I mean, that's all that I wanted to talk about. I'm trying to be really open and transparent about what I'm going through. And I think it helps me to share that too. I mean, like the whole idea that it might be related to Song of Solomon, maybe my mind's kind of trying to use that as an alternative scenario or something. I don't know. I need to read that passage. Yeah, talking to you guys, I feel like I'm picking your brains, and that really helps. And it also just, I feel like I'm heard, where I don't really feel like I can talk to anybody in person about this, and yet here I can talk to whoever. That's kind of strange, right? Anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you especially for your prayers. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm having a really hard time, you guys. I'm having a really hard time. So I'm hoping that it'll get better. It does. Some days I'm doing so much better and I'm coping so much better, and then other days it's just like today was just really hard. And I went and laid down a couple times just so that I could be by myself and cry, because I really needed to cry, and I know that it's okay for me to cry around other people and they'd be okay with it, but for some reason it's just really hard for me to cry around other people. So I don't. So not very much anyway. Anyway, I didn't get through very many of these papers, did I? Because I decided to make an envelope. There it is, like that. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I usually don't glue them closed until I'm ready to use them so that I know, because sometimes I put them in so that they can be opened up and written on and then closed up like an envelope like this. So anyway, I love you all. Thanks for listening. I know this was probably really weird, but I said I was going to be open and honest about everything, so I felt like I needed to make the effort to talk about this and let you know what I'm going through, and hopefully by the time that you see it, I will not be going through it anymore. So anyway, I love you all. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.